What is up, my beautiful people? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Exile 451 here with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Going back into r/self-improvement today for some stories that I'm sure you're gonna love. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The best version of myself was overrated. The past year and earlier this year, I realized I went through a self-improvement burnout. I think I had confused working towards my goals with happiness. I was trying my best on everything I could get my hands on, turning everything into a goal for myself. I was making things better for myself and others, and the hard work towards something positive felt rewarding. After all, it's about the journey, not the destination. I became obsessed with becoming the person I wanted to be, and sometimes the person my girlfriend wanted me to be. I had this idea of the best version of myself, but I put too much on my plate. I was trying to give my full attention to every little thing. The little things don't seem like much, but when you have more than a dozen little things every day, the stress sneaks up on you. There was never enough time in the day. I realized working towards everything I wanted and trying my best wasn't really making me feel content. It was just worsening my anxiety and completely exhausting me. I made myself sick with hard work and stress, and I felt guilty and anxious if I wasn't constantly working or exceeding my own or others' expectations. I couldn't maintain it. My self-improvement became self-loathing. I never thought I was good enough. I became scared of losing the work ethic and accomplishments I thought I needed to be happy. The things that I thought defined me. The feedback loop grew until things started falling apart, or at least stagnating, and I was forced to give up. Almost every day I was experiencing headaches, nausea, and digestive issues. The exhaustion and illness were frustrating. I was constantly comparing my life to what it could be and felt completely stuck. It felt like the life I could see for myself was just out of reach and I failed. Now I've been trying to change my mentality and reestablish my identity. I'm learning how to quiet the anxiety that makes me feel like I don't belong or I don't deserve to be here if I'm not accomplishing something. It is freeing to realize that I don't need to achieve anything or pursue external things to be happy. I think that's what happiness is: freedom. The ability to let go of everything, including your identity, that makes you feel trapped or stuck, and loving yourself unconditionally. I don't make as many goals. Instead, I make choices and don't attach my identity to the outcome of those choices. Because my life is more than the sum of my successes and my failures. And I'm always changing. Sometimes I have trouble finding motivation or meaning. You do get hit with some depression when you do a complete 180 to your brain like that, but I'm getting happy. Overall, I feel more at ease. There's less urgency and guilt in my life. Now I want to find more direction and be more particular about my choices and goals. I'm also practicing just learning how to relax and enjoy things. I feel like I'm getting somewhere, but I love where I'm at now. Well, you know what, P, that is a great realization to come to, of just being happy where you're at now. So many people spend their entire lives chasing after what they think will make them happy, only to find out at the end it never would have. Happiness really is just learning to be comfortable with where you are now and being okay with it. Yes, always be changing. Yes, always be striving to improve, but you don't have to make yourself sick in the process. Don't sweat the small things. Make those big changes and the small things will come in time. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Congratulations on the success that you're seeing and for being an inspiration to others about what self-improvement really means. To anyone who ever felt like they weren't enough or were left out. Coming from someone who used to leave people out when I was in my preteens and teen years, and then someone who was entirely left out my first year of college, I have something to share that I thought other people might relate to. Just because someone doesn't see your worth doesn't mean you are unworthy of love or compassion. It means those people aren't your people. If it's your family, know that nothing they say or do has anything to do with you. My mom has verbally abused me virtually all my life. We have a much better relationship now because I stopped caring what she said and set boundaries. And eventually I realized she is struggling with so many internal demons that affect everything she thinks, does, and says. When she acts in a disrespectful way, I speak my truth and distance myself from her. It happens very infrequently now. When I was younger, I was a bully. There's no way around it. I felt so left out internally that I lashed out at everyone else. I was struggling with grief and repressed feelings I didn't understand, and it translated into terrible external interactions. My first year of college, the tables turned, and I was completely turned away from entire groups of people my age. Maybe it was my karma, but it sent me into a huge depression. And then I realized to be completely rejected by a huge group my age, and pretty publicly, wasn't something I had to hate myself over. I'm different, and that's okay. Everyone's different, and that's perfectly great. I don't think what I did in the past was acceptable, but I also learned to forgive myself for it, because I didn't know better. Beating myself up over it doesn't do anything, but remembering what I did and why I did it does. Now, I became the person I needed when I was younger. I became the person everyone targeted and needed. And I think this was always inside of me. We're not born hateful or damaged. Sometimes life deals crappy cards and there's no reason for it. But what we do with those cards is certainly our choice once we realize that fact. You are always good enough. You're not broken. You haven't done anything unforgivable. We can always better ourselves. But I truly believe that means taking away the crap that has masked us and layered upon us over the years that taught us we aren't good enough as we are. We always have things to improve on, but that's not a pressure, it's an exciting thing. We can tear at the limited beliefs every day and become closer to who we really are. I just want you to know that what you've done in the past isn't a sentence, it's an opportunity to learn. Whatever someone did to you isn't a definition of who you are, it's a temporary definition of who they were at a certain point in time. People can choose growth and change what and how they do things. We all can. Today, I'm taking that opportunity. Sending love to everyone. OP, you're right. People can always choose to change. Like I read in the story yesterday, every day provides you unlimited chances to improve. Just because you were someone in the past doesn't mean you have to be defined by that now. And it's great that you've come to that realization and are now being able to be the person that other people can rely on. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for giving hope that change is possible, and I truly wish you the best with wherever you're at right now. After depression, I am on the road to recovery. I had so much anxiety and depression. I'm turning 17 tomorrow. The last 3 days following a therapy session, I have made some minor changes which have majorly made me happier. I quit video games, cold turkey. I'm planning to give my PS4 to someone to make them happier, as I do not require money. I made sure to pick up my guitar for a short session each day and surprised myself with just how decent I am. I am of course no David Gilmour, but I am not as terrible as I thought. If I keep this up and nail in the habit of playing this for at least 1 hour a day, this will be very beneficial as I love music. I bought some books of interest and I will get into a habit of reading before bed once I have settled into college and got into the habits of exercise and guitar. I deleted all my social media. Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. Nobody ever messaged me and I was paranoid with checking. This means less screen time and it will possibly help me focus with reading. I never used to be able to concentrate. Social media isn't inherently bad, but it didn't work for me. Made me sad seeing so many people with loads and loads of friends, and here I am alone. My high school bully is also dating my ex, so the less of that I see, the better. I am excited for college. I dropped out this year after choosing subjects I hated in the end, and I'm starting anew somewhere else, doing subjects I'm very passionate about and love. I was terrified, but now I have prepared a revision scheme, so I make sure to make revision notes following every lesson. This may be a short one, but it is a powerful one. After depression, there is always that road to recovery. You can come out. You can always change yourself for the better. You just have to realize what things are holding you back. Video games themselves aren't inherently bad, neither is social media. But if it's holding you back, if it's keeping you from your fullest potential, then you need to cut it out of your life, or at least scale it back. For OP to have realized this so young is incredible and speaks really highly of their determination for self-improvement. Thank you so much for sharing, OP. I really wish I could give your account credit for this, but obviously you've deleted it for reasons. Wherever you are, though, I truly wish you the best. Thank you all so much for tuning in today, for supporting the channel like you have been, with all the likes, shares, everything you guys have done to bring attention to it. I truly appreciate all the effort you're putting into that. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more of your daily dose of Reddit Happy. Now you guys go out there, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful, people.